It's based on a combat-proven airplane. As I've said before, the F-15C is undefeated in air-to-air combat, 104-0 over many, many years. I think one of the reasons that it had done so well in combat is the basic design. It has the right size to carry a lot of fuel and weapons. It has the right design to be a very, very fast airplane, a Mach 2.5 airplane.
By recapitalizing this quite high-end bit of the fourth gen fleet, you can cover off a lot of missions quite well that don't require fifth gen, and B, there are areas where, at least for now, tactically speaking, you can actually leverage advantages by using the two sets of different strengths and weaknesses of the kind of F-15EX and F-22 and F-35 on the other hand. There's been shown with the cooperation between the F-15CD as well as the RAF's Typhoon fleet in particular with the F-22s, has shown that there's an enormous amount of tactical benefit in the air superiority role, for example, to having a high performance non-stealthy counterpart to interoperate with the F-22s in particular, but also the F-35, because that can provide a missile truck, as it were. At the most basic level, you're bringing extra missiles to the fight, particularly ones that, if they can be fired high and fast, the Eagle gives you that. The Eagle 2 will certainly give you that too. So those supplementary shots, as it were, can go further from a higher, faster platform. If you imagine if I'm a Chinese fighter pilot, let's say, and I know that there is a 4-ship of F-22s, F-35 or whatever in the area, but I also know that there is an 8-ship of F-15EX, let's say, I can't necessarily focus all of my radar energy and all of my kind of sensor resource and my mental capacity trying to look for the kind of ghost echoes and work out where that 5th gen is, without ignoring the still extremely dangerous advanced 4th gen threat that I can see. Equally, if I try and deal with that 4th gen threat that I can see, I'm just making myself doubly vulnerable to the 5th gen that I would find it tricky to. So by presenting something to the opponent, in certain circumstances, it actually performs better than an equivalent budget number of 5th generation assets operating alone. For Japan in particular, that primarily relies on the F-15 for its air superiority capabilities, I think they're more likely to be interested in obtaining a 5th generation capability, a proper 5th generation capability, just because proximity to China and the rate of iterative improvement of Chinese air superiority aircraft, the J-20 being the obvious example, they're probably going to want more of a force multiplier and more of a kind of future-proofed concept for that really high-end air dominance, compared to what the F-15EX offers, just within given budgets. So I think they're going to be more interested in a sort of F-22-like, either the commercial derivative or perhaps trying to buy into the American next generation air dominance program. And in the meantime, doing what they're currently doing, which is ordering a lot of F-35s for that kind of strike and anti-shipping role. The basic question comes down to how effective is the APG-82 radar, so this big, extremely powerful 4th generation AESA radar on the EX, at detecting a low observable but not very low observable, i.e. kind of stealthy but not hugely stealthy, J-20. My gut instinct is that the J-20 and the Eagle are probably both going to have detected each other by the time they're in viable weapons range. But the Eagle might struggle a bit more in a one-on-one, or rather a pair-on-pair. In reality, of course, the Eagle will be drawing on all of the kind of sensor-fused capabilities that the US deploys across the whole joint force. The PL-15 gives the J-20 an edge in terms of straightforward missile performance. On the other hand, the F-15 outperforms the J-20 quite comfortably kinematically, so if it's flying significantly higher and significantly faster when it launches, then it can probably even that gap out, and within visual range, the EX probably wins. The J-20 is a little bit underpowered.